welcome to this new episode of Continuum Gaming, and today we are going to have a look at a short topic for SailfishOS, and it will be more or less about the gallery app, or a better one, better to say. So how to replace your gallery app with a better one, because there is just a nice one available, and I would highly recommend you to use that instead of the native one. Because the native one has a couple of different drawbacks. For instance, it doesn't have any kind of options to put albums in or to favor images, for instance. And that is something I really dare see here. And it's just better to organize all your images in if you want to. Of course, if you don't want to, just leave it as it is. But this one helps you with that, and it really is more or less a better image or gallery app, if you ask me. But decide for yourself. So first off, what I'm going to use here is, as always, I'm going to use one of my Sailfish devices. In this case, I'm going to use the Sailfish OS powered Xperia 10 Mark II because I'm just using it because it has a little bit less images on there. I don't have to delete stuff I don't want to show in the video, so I'm going to use this one. And in this case, I'm more or less showing you everything you would see on the Mark X III, my daily driver today, too, but just with this smartphone, maybe a little bit less performant, but in the end it's not much of a drawback in our case, because we're using Screencast to show everything, and that is slow anyway. So in the end, what I'm going to show you is now the browser for Screencast, because I'm just sharing my screen with you here. Give me 1 sec. There we go. And as you can see, you can now see what I'm going to do on my smartphone here. And what we are going to get first is, of course, the app. If you want the app too, so the new gallery app, as you can see, this is the old one still on here, and there is no new one available at the moment. We are going to install that now, and what you have to do therefore is just go to OpenRepos, or in this case Dorman, because it's a client for that. So I'm going to open that now, and we are just going to search for it in the main menu at the top, and all you have to do is search for image. Of course, there are a couple of other options available for this too, but what we are after is ImgOrganizer in this case, and this one is really a great app. I would recommend you to get that if you use SailfishOS. So first off, we are going to click on that, and of course, as always, we have to, in general, if you're doing this the first time, you will have to go to add resources at the top. I already did that before, so we are just going to install it directly, but for you it would be a 2 steps part there, but it really doesn't matter much. Okay, so first off, let's download that. As you can see, there's an information now. A banner that is shown at the top is always what you're going to see, and of course we have the information. This one is installed now, and in the end now we can just go out there and go at the bottom there, and the new app is already installed. It's called ImgOrganizer, as you can see, and I'm just going to open that up to show you everything that can be done. And or better to say, let's start with the native one just to show you the differences here. So first off, as you can see there, if we go into photos, for instance, you get a totally different view at the start. So in this case, you're going to have all the different grid layout stuff here that is shown here. And with the new app, there's already quite visible change, because you already see all the different informations about this image you got there, which is a great thing. You don't have to use this optic, so you can, for instance, go to your album list, and in your albums, I'm going to go for unsorted in this case, you're going to see all the different options here in more or less the same fashion too, so the different images can be shown in the same part here too. But what I am after is, of course, this one, because it just opens up a whole lot of different informations for you, and you can, of course, scroll through all of them as before. It's pretty performant too on the Mark II and the Mark III, of course, even more. And yeah, in the end, what you can do now is, for instance, you can go to date at the top there and even select one of the dates you are searching for. So for instance, if you want an image from, let's say, May 2021, you can just go there, click on that, and you're going to jump to that information part, so the one that is nearest to that, of course, or closest to that. And as you can see, we got an image, for instance, from the 19th May of 2021, so we are already there, and that's pretty easy to navigate to that. But yeah, just let's have a look at the options of this app, because the options are very, very interesting. For instance, you can have a look at the preview image size. For instance, if we go here, you can put it to small or large, doesn't matter, or middle. Middle is the start one. As you can see, you've got now a smaller image here and more information shown there, and of course you can go the other way around, so put it on large in this case, and you are going to see a much bigger image here if you want to use it. But yeah, this is just a little bit of fun to do here. You can, for instance, go in here and have a look if you want, for instance, only the name of the file itself, so of the image file itself, or the complete path or something. Yeah, use whatever you want there. You have options to do the sorting of the list here. You can, for instance, say that some of the folders shouldn't be shown, like for instance folders which are just hidden, or system folders or stuff like that, so you can ignore them or not. You can have a look at which kind of information you want to sort after, so if it's the creation date of the image, if it's a modification date, or if it's just a file name you want to interpret. So if the file name is, like in most cases, something like screen capture image in this case, and then there is this kind of information tag which is showing you which kind of date it has. Even that is possible to be used in this app as, for instance, sorting and stuff like that, which is nice because it's much easier to change the name of the file, but the other information is in there. And yeah, of course, you have a couple of different other options. For instance, you can have a look at where the information should come from. So would you like to have, for instance, metadata be interpreted, or if you want to have the system information interpreted. So that is another option to sort stuff. So if you, for instance, go with the metadata of the file itself, then it's the EXF data or IXF data that is in the file itself, and not the file informations that are by the system, for instance by copying stuff over or changing stuff in the system itself. It might change the editing date or something, and so you can do that. If you don't know about that and don't care, just keep it in system, that's fine. And of course you can define where to search for. So should it really go through all the different informations here? These are the standard ones. I didn't do anything about that. So home downloads, home pictures, home documents, and Android. And in this case, of course, I'm just leaving that, but you can add or delete folders from that too if you want to. And let's go out here again. And I'm going to use the middle one because I think the middle size is the greatest one for that here. And yeah, so one of the biggest stuff that you can't see at the start is that, for instance, you can have a look at the albums and the folder lists down below, and how to put them there I'm going to show you later on. So first off, let's have a look at the albums. It's still, I pre-installed this, so there is already an image 2 folder in here, or album in here, but in the end it wouldn't be there if you wouldn't create one, so you would have unsorted, and favorites might not be there anyway. So unsorted means that you just click on it and all the different images are going to show up in this kind of fashion. And of course you can now go through them and so on. As you can see, there's this little favorite icon, so the star, and the star is just giving you the information that this is in the favorites part, and if you want to put another one in, just long click on one of the images here, and as you can see there are a couple of different options available. The second one is add to favorites, more or less. So if I do that, we get this little part there. The good thing about favorites are that they are not in any kind of album. So if, for instance, you can put you can have favorites which are in all the different albums available on your smartphone. So you can have 500 albums or something, but still have favorites, so you can easily pick them out, and it's going to be easily accessible by that. And of course, if you want, for instance, something in one of the albums now, just long click on it, and you can go and put it to the albums by the first part. As you can see, there is unsorted, which is already there, pre-installed more or less, and then there can be a lot of different albums you want to have. Just click on the plus sign to do a new one, and now I can, for instance, say, I don't know, furniture or something, whatever, shares. It doesn't really matter what you name it. Now just tell that now that image is in the shares part, so it's no longer in unsorted where you are in at the moment. If you go out there, you can see you've got shares now, and I can go to that album and it's sorted in here, and you can of course access it here and do stuff with it. And yeah, the great thing about that, it's a little bit funny because I'm trying to click on the images, but this is a screenshot, so it looks like it is. The great thing about all of this is of course that you have different options now. For instance, you can do that in the unsorted part, not only with one image or something, but you can do that of course with many, so just select them like this and do the same as we did before to put them in another album or something. Okay, and yeah, so this is more or less what this feature about the sorting and putting stuff in folders and stuff like that is all about. The images on the file system itself are not changed or moved or something. They are still in the same folder. You can still use them as before, but they've got now these options by meter informations from this app, and this is a great thing. Okay, so second one, just have a look at the folder parts. The folders are just telling you where they're going to search stuff. The good thing about it is that, for instance, you can have a look, hey, there are a couple of different images I don't want there. This information gives you how many images are in this folder in this case. And for instance, if you want to get rid of one of the folders, just select it here, deselect it to be not anymore searched for, and then you should be able to get that out. And of course, you can, for instance, do more or less, this is a great one too. You can even share whole folders and put them as a zip file in there and just send them to somewhere else or something. And more importantly, let's go to one of the images here. And as you can see, the image is now at the moment turned around and would not be that great to be used here. So there is an editor functionality in this app too. If you're wondering why this is happening, so there's a black screen. This is because my laptop is going to sleep mode and I just have to reactivate it. It's nothing to do with the Screencast or anything else, it's just me. And if you, for instance, hold your finger long enough on one of the empty parts here, then you get a couple of different options to manipulate the image. As you can see, you can turn it around with this. You can even crop the image, you can mirror it, do some adjustments like lightning and brightness and stuff like that. And at the moment I'm not even sure what that is. Give me one sec. You can resize the image even. So if you want, for instance, to send it somewhere else or something, just resize it with this. So for instance, it's not large or not too large for an email attachment or something like that. So great little feature there. But what we want to do now is we want, of course, to change it back to its original position. As you can see, it's now changed and in the right perspective, whatever, to work with it again. And this is, of course, what we want to. Another great thing about that is that it's done immediately. So in the original app, if you are trying to do any kind of image manipulation, you get a new image. The old one has to be deleted by manual and so on and so forth. That can be good in some situations, but in others it's just annoying, and yeah, this is just a faster way to do it. Okay, and as you can see, this is a nice feature too. Since this is the first image, we can't go one back, so we already see it at the part because it's this red part that is given us there. Other than that, just swipe through it as you are more or less accustomed to, probably already. And yeah, this is more or less a great app. I really recommend you to download it. It's a small edition, but it's one of the greater ones. And I think we should more or less, as mentioned before, get rid of the normal app here. So as mentioned before in my screen here, get rid of the gallery app, get the new ImgOrganizer app, and that's just a great one. If you want the download link, see it down below. It's in OpenRepos, and you can just easily get it. It's free, of course, and you can just install it and use that one. So I would say this ends the episode. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you have any kind of questions or want to add something also, write the commentaries in the commentary section down below, or comment in the commentary section. And other than that, thank you for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, of course. Subscribe to the channel if you didn't. And other than that, have a great day, have a great night, or whatever it is for you. And we will see us in the next episode again at Continuum Gaming here. So thank you for watching, and bye.